We're going to do a little massage with the Lelo Lily. There are several areas around the head and neck that influence the voice if they're tense. And so these are the areas that we're going to focus on, but it's not limited to these areas as far as what you can massage with this. So I'm going to start with the jaw. There are two muscles that really impact the jaw joint. One is the masseter, which is right at the cheekbone here, and it goes to the angle of the jaw. Nice little diagonal. And if you're not sure, just gently bite down. Make sure you're right on the muscle, but usually you can feel it's pretty tense. Sometimes it's sore. Use the tip to get a little bit more intense trigger point kind of pressure. If it's super sore, back off on the pressure and increase the vibration. So just up the button on the right. And then we're going to move to the temporalis muscle. Again, if you bite down, you can feel that, see that muscle pushing out. It's a very thin sheet of muscle and actually fascia and skin over that muscle. So you don't need a lot of pressure here. You can do sideways massage, you can do circular massage, whatever feels good. Sometimes you can take the side and just work that whole area because it goes kind of around and down the ear, down behind the ear, but mostly right around the ear here. And I do this one side at a time, obviously, because we just have one. Unless you have two, then you can do two sides at a time. And you might notice, like I'm noticing, that there's one side that's a little tighter. And then you just want to give that side a little bit more attention. Definitely sore right here. So I'm doing the masseter, and then I'm going to switch to the temporalis. If you have glasses, you might want to just take them off so you can get in right here at the temple. You can see when you bite down, it's right around here. Sometimes just getting in there with a little tip is nice too. And then we're going to go to the tongue base or the floor of the mouth. And I like to just work side to side. And then I work down around the larynx. So I take this tip, and there's a little space right here between the body of the larynx and the body of the SCM. And that tip is going to fit right in that space. I'm going to just work kind of deep into the neck to access the hyoid complex of muscles, which are responsible for raising and lowering the larynx, among other things. So really get in there. Again, if you're super sore, just back off on the pressure and up the vibration. Then do the other side. And then we're going to move to the sternocleidomastoid. So the mastoid process is the little bump on the skull behind the ear. And this muscle courses all the way down diagonally in the neck to the sternum. So I usually just go to the little bump of the clavicle here. And then we can also do some sternal work after that. But kind of work, you can do a little behind the SCM2. I sort of was right on the middle of the muscle, but sometimes getting it from the back feels really good as well. And really, you can spend as much time on this as you want. Same thing with the other side. Find that mastoid process. And it is helpful to turn the head a little bit to access this muscle in particular. I'm going to get behind it a little bit and the back edge of that muscle. And then on the back side of the neck, you've got the trapezius. and the neck joint. So the little hollowing right at the base of the skull is where the neck joint lies. But the whole back, from the back of the skull to the shoulders, across the shoulders and down to in between your shoulder blades is the trapezius muscle. So you can really have a good time massaging this area. And it's a pretty beefy muscle, so you can use a little more pressure and you can use a little bit more vibration. And just avoid the spine in the middle, because we're really just working muscle, even though there's some spinal attachments on the very edge of the vertebrae. That's as far in as I want you to go. And then you can do across the shoulders as well. I like just getting in there with the tip and really working across the top of the trapezius, the medial trapezius. And we can also do those shoulder sponging exercises and the neck sponging exercises as a complement to this. And then I also like to find the spaces between the ribs, the intercostal space, and just work the massager in there as well. And even you can just find the little space, and it just, this tip of the Lelo fits right in there. Go a little lower. You can even go down to the xiphoid process here. And then I'm going to do the other side. Yeah, that feels good. So those are just some basic ideas of how to use this. Really, I think if you trust how it feels, you can use it in any way it feels comfortable to you. Those are the ways that I like using it. You can phonate while you're doing this. It's just going to add a little extra vibration to the vocal tract. And do a little inhalation hum. You can hear the vibration in my voice. And so on. Really take advantage of using this little wonderful massager and enjoy.